You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Guys, it's actually early morning for me. We got rained out today, so go figure. A little recording this real time. I woke up. Liz was meeting another girlfriend for coffee, and so I'm all here by myself, just getting organized, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do a podcast. I want to talk a little bit about GIE. I want to do a little bit about GIE+EXPO. We haven't really been able to dive deep on all of that just because we've all been going so hard, running around. Then there's also the pandemic, and we're going to get into that, how it weighs into GIE+EXPO. But I am super excited. I'm definitely looking towards the second half of the year, way more enjoyable than the first half. I'll just be honest with you. It has been a business and entrepreneur roller coaster. I heard a friend say once that there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be loop-de-loops and little side-by-sides with riding a roller coaster. He goes, but the only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are those who try to jump off. And I thought that was a really good analogy because that is basically 2020 summed up. I also saw a meme on Instagram. You guys know the one where it's like the earth and then God's like reaching his hand down and hitting the red reset button and it just says 2020. Yeah, we could just do that. That'd be great. Take us back to January, February, just having some fun. So any which way, I want to talk a little bit about GIE+EXPO. We want to talk about how to register, what it's like for the indoor show, what it's like for the outdoor show, talk about 4th Street Live, the Mega Cavern party that we all do, just a bunch of good stuff going on, and why this year might be the year to go more than any other year before. I know it might sound a little like counterintuitive here, but the bottom line is that with how much drama and nonsense and stress and ups and downs and distractions and noise, this might actually be the year to go because you got to get focused. You got to keep your head in the game and you got to stay hungry. And what better time to recharge than going into the fall and then, lining yourself up correctly for 2021. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hear from a little bit from the GIE+EXPO, and then we're going to go break it down.
Hey, lawn and landscape pros.
I'm talking to you.
Don't let your edge go dull.
Your competitive edge.
Sharpen your edge at the GIE+EXPO this October 21st through the 23rd in Louisville, Kentucky.
Understand the word coming out of my mouth?
Innovative products, latest technology.
Wall to wall.
Talk face-to-face with engineers that design your favorite equipment.
Then step outside and dive into the hands-on demo area,
where you can drive, dig, and compare equipment to your heart's delight.
Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong.
This year, the wow gets even bigger with the new UTV test track,
the hands-on drone zone,
and free parking. Register now at GIE-EXPO.com, and we'll see you in Louisville, Kentucky this October.
Awesome. Always good to hear from the GIE+EXPO. And guys, I'm talking to Chris Kaiser, Warren Sellers, a couple other contacts there, just great people. And you know what? They are so excited to host you guys down in Louisville this October. We do have a link in the description of the show notes. I'll make sure to link that there to save 50% off your registration. And by the way, I always forget to plug this because we just go so fast, but Paul, my good buddy Paul Jameson with the Green Industry Podcast, he reminded me, hey, don't forget to let people know about that $5,000 giveaway that GIE+EXPO is giving away. So literally, I don't know if they're like giving you $5,000 cash to like go shopping on the floor, or you just get to do a supermarket sweep here and push a little shopping cart down all the aisles of GIE+EXPO, but they're giving away $5,000 for you to literally go shopping at the expo. And so to enter to win, from what I understand, there's nothing you really have to do other than make sure you're registered, I think by like the 3rd or 4th week of July. So it is coming up quick. So if you're hearing this podcast real time, hit pause, take 5 seconds, click the link. Let's get some ticket sales here with getting you guys registered. Again, I know a lot of you guys are still kind of on the fence. Frankly, me too. The mask thing, the COVID thing, is this going to blow over thing, election year stuff. I mean, there's a lot going on this year. But here's what I would say. It's $20, guys. And frankly, if it's 50% off, it's $10. I registered mine like the day it came out because I'm gonna go. And if you don't go, it's okay. You're out $10. I get it. But I know a lot of our plans are going to be contingent, probably on that last 45 to 60 days. Now, here's what I'll say. is that if you try to register for the event, the week or two of, or do a walk-in, it's going to be like 40, 50, 60 bucks. I mean, they really do. The rate gets jacked up. So if you're walk-in, it's 30, 40 bucks. Well, if it's just you or you and your wife, you can kind of swing that. But if you bring 2, 3, 4 buds, you're looking at like $200 to register or whatever. So it's $10. If you're out $10, you're out $10. It's a business write-off anyway. Okay. But here's what I would say is, if you plan to go, or you're 70% sure you're going to go and you're just kind of on the fence, like, hey, are things going to die down? Is the event even going to go on? Register. Let's get registered. Let's get going. It really helps those guys measure things as well. And so we're going. I'm excited about going. I need to go. I'm telling you guys straight up, if there's anybody that needs to go, it's me. Just because we have had the most crazy roller coaster ever up here in Michigan, like I was alluding to, with we're open, then we're closed, then we're making money, then we're not making money, and then we're making a lot of money, then the summer drought, and we're still making money, but things kind of taper off. And I'm like, wow, this is, and then try to imagine, the rest of your life, kids, family, life, businesses. It's been a year, right? So some of you guys, you've been to GIE+EXPO, some of you haven't, but let me give you the lay of the land. It's kind of interesting though, too. I've only been going for 3 years, believe it or not. Now, a lot of you guys know my story. I've been in business for 14 years. One of my good buddies, Mike Bedell, he's been in business for the same amount of time, maybe a little bit longer, maybe like a year shorter. I think about a year longer than me. And it's funny, up until about 3 years ago, he had never went either. And he knew of the show. We both go to our local show, the MGIA. But I was like, why do I need to go to this expo thing? Like, why does everybody keep talking about it? What do I need to go? I go to my open house at my dealer. Guys, not even in the same galaxy. Like, this is the equipment Super Bowl, okay? Like, if you want to learn from the classes, get to hang out with industry leaders, industry peers. I'm not talking YouTubers, okay? I'm talking about a lot of successful people that names of in the industry that are at these events. They bring in speakers, they do classes. It's a load of fun. So GIE+EXPO, just to cover the remedial details here. It's down in Louisville, beautiful city, beautiful area. If you've never been to Louisville, GIE+EXPO aside, it's a great city. Shout out to one of my favorite restaurants, Wild Eggs. It's over there on, I think it's 3rd Street. It's downtown. Oh no, it's on Floyd Street. Amazing breakfast. A little French toast that will dissolve in your mouth like cotton candy. It is the best. Little shout out for those guys. I don't know if we're going to do the breakfast again this year. We always do it early Friday, 7 a.m. We had like 30 people 2 years ago. We had like 45 people last year. And it was just like, hey, Liz and I are going to wake up. It's bright and early. We do get up early, 6 and 7 a.m. So who doesn't want a good breakfast, right? So I don't know if I'm going to do that this year, because I get wigged out, man. We go. We get up early, 7 or 8 a.m. If not earlier than that, like 6 or 7 a.m. to get there at 8 a.m. And then we're all going to, 4th Street Live, hanging, partying. Not that I'm, throwing a few back. I don't really drink. But still, I'll hang with the best of them till, midnight, 1, 2. And what are we doing? Talking YouTube, talking lawn care, talking trimmers and blowers. And it's just a really, really fun time. So it is in downtown Louisville+EXPO, or downtown Louisville, the GIE+EXPO. Now, Louisville, just geographics for you, geology, whatever it is. There's two kind of sections of Louisville, if you know it. There is the downtown, so 4th Street. That's where all the restaurants are. That's where 4th Street Live is. That's the downtown, city. So if you're not a big city person, it might freak you out a little bit, because there's one-way streets, there's parking garages, and if you're Alex Nickens and you come from the bean country of Illinois, that might freak you out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just having fun. Shout out to my boy Alex. But if you're a country boy, maybe stay at the grounds. They call it the exposition grounds. So where the Louisville, I forget what stadium it is, but it's the Freedom Hall, unless they've renamed it. But it's a big ass stadium, Coliseum, basketball teams play there. And then the expo is attached to it. So it's a huge mega convention center. Think concrete floors, concrete pillars, big, white lights on top, big exposition center. So that whole compound is like the fairgrounds, they call it. There used to be a theme park next door. I don't know if that's back up and running. Last time I was there, it looked like it was all like freshened up, to cut the grass, everything was painted. So I don't know if that's open, probably not because of COVID, whole nother story for a whole nother time. But so if you want to, go to the parties, go to the after parties. If you want the restaurants, go downtown. Those hotels are going to be $200 to $400 a night, like period. Maybe look at some Airbnbs. But if you go to GIE+EXPO while you're registering with our link to get 50% off, there's another tab for hotels or like partnered hotels, and they do have some fair rates, but I will be honest, the downtown stuff, it's going to be more expensive. The Marriott's, even a Holiday Inn, $300-400 a night, like Paul says. They do jack up the rates, but it's also a tourism town, so they can do that year round. It's not just for GIE+EXPO. The volleyball convention comes in, $400 a night. Cheerleading comes in, $400 a night. I mean, that's what Louisville is. It is a hub for entertainment and travel. So, okay, so the other end of the spectrum, the fairgrounds, that's where you get like the Courtyard Marriotts, the Holiday Inns, the not like lower end hotels. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but you get like a Spring Hill Suite. So just basic nice hotels, right? And those are $100, $149, maybe $200 a night. And by the way, go with a couple buddies and split rooms. Get 2 queens. Unless you want to get 1 king and do a big spoon, little spoon, I'll let you guys fight over that. Just have fun. That's fine too. But the other hotels around the fairgrounds are about $100, $149 a night. Like Paul said, try not to stay at a Days Inn or the Red Roof Inn. I actually stayed in a Days Inn across the way at Indiana my first year. Across the bridge on the north side. That was the most sketchy place I've ever been in my entire life. Ever. It was $60 a night. I think it was $60 for the week. You know what I'm saying? And when we walked in there, I smacked my hand on the little chair that was in there. And of course, the sun was beaming through the window at the perfect angle. And I smacked my hand on the couch. I go, this looks exciting. And poof, all this dust just went from this chair, like 10,000 years of dead skin cells were just instantly launched into the ozone of our room. And Liz just went, she just gagged and she ran into the bathroom to hide because it's like the mist was coming in and it was like the sunlight beaming in. I was like, this is great. So stick with me, babe. I'm gonna make this thing happen, right? One of those deals. Just having some fun. I was laughing so hard. And so then we went to, I think we stayed at the Spring Hill Suites ones and then maybe like a Courtyard that was right down the road. So if there's some restaurants there, but it does get a little packed because 25,000 people filter out, and so all those restaurants get hit up first. So again, if you're more of a downtown person, you got a couple bucks and you want to go invest into a nicer hotel and you want to do the after parties, go there. If you want to just be close to the event, you can even walk, to be honest with you. Cool little detail is that the parking is included. So Paul was joking on one of his episodes I was listening to this week where it's $8 in, $8 out, not out, but $8 in. You go to get lunch, $8 in. You go the next day, $8 in. And you would spend $50-60 on parking. And so I was like try to have other friends jump in the truck, like Blake and Natalie, one year. I'm like, just jump in my truck, dude. We'll all go in together, save $8. I'll get it one time, you get it the next time. Nope, don't have to worry about that this year, which is really cool. All right, so once you're in the actual event, again, there's 25,000 people filtering into this place. It is packed out. So imagine you're going to a sports stadium, the basketball stadiums. You're going to game night, hockey night, and there's 20,000 fans. I mean, it's like that. It is, nonstop traffic, lots of parking. They have shuttles that are going to zip you up to the front doors, which is really, really cool. Take advantage of those. If not, for real, you're going to be walking a mile. But it's a lot of moving parts. Now, when you walk in to the right-hand side, so this would be like the east side of the whole fairgrounds, that's where the expo is. You'll see GIE+EXPO, big old banners. Super fun opportunity to walk in through those front doors. You're like, oh my God, I'm actually here. Because that was me 3 years ago. I'm like, why did I never come to this thing? I didn't even really hear about it until 4 or 5 years ago because of social media. And now it's like this kind of annual trip that Liz and I do. We make a week out of it, to be totally honest with you. Most of our lawns up here in Michigan in October, they start to slow down. So you got 2 options. Have a friend subcontract and mow them, have an employee stay back and mow them, or frankly, take 2, 3, 4 days off and just get away. You have to make time for yourself and recharge. Well, I can stay home and do a pruning job for $800. I will assure you that the positive association, the mental reset, the encouraging fun times, the getting away from it all the noise back at home, even bringing your family with you and just having a 3 or 4 day little soiree, it will pay major dividends for you to rest and recover, to recoup, than to just stay at home and do 4 aerations, a prune job, and mow 17 lawns. Are you going to miss out $1,000 worth of work? Yes, potentially. But I'm telling you, if you don't go and recharge, you're going to exhaust yourself. And I know we're all trying to make that last revenue push. Trust me, the work will be there when you get back, and you'll feel 10 times more excited to go back and do the work because you're re-encouraged. That's how Liz and I approach this. Like, you could look at it as an expense. For us, we looked at it as an investment. I'm just leveling with you. That's just how we approach it. So it's a non-negotiable for us. We're like, hey, we're gonna go take 4 days. It used to be 2 days. All right, I'm in and out because I was like you guys. Like, I'm not losing money, and I don't want to go. Maybe it's just me. That's how I thought. I'm like, I'm not going to this thing and spending $300-$400 for hotels and food and room. But then I was like, I get down there, I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. There's a lot of people here, a lot of dinners, a lot of parties. Everybody's always doing something. It's impossible to not find a friend that is doing something or from your area. And then we made it a 3-day thing, and now Liz and I are probably going from like Tuesday through Friday, and we normally head back Friday about 3-4 o'clock because it kind of winds down pretty early on Friday, about 1 or 2. So once you get there, you walk into this whole place, and that's where the games begin. I mean, I could talk for the next hour and a half, probably 5 hours, literally. I'm not going to because I got to get running here. Rob's going to be meeting me up in about an hour. But once you go into the expo, there is the registration booths, the registration table. You'll see these like cool like road type carpeting. Looks like a paved road with the yellow lines. Just follow all the carpet and the roads. They'll lead you right into the 2 or 3 different gates where you can get inside the expo. And I'm telling you, you walk into this place and it opens up into literally like a huge exposition center. It's like one of the biggest probably on the East Coast. And you walk in and it's just like, you already are starstruck. This place is huge. There's 5,000 people at the front doors. There's already 5,000 people inside, all the exhibitors and all the employees and everybody working and setting up. It's a lot of people. It is kind of like, holy cow. If you don't like crowds, you kind of get a little claustrophobic for the first 10 seconds until everybody filters in. But seriously, you're in line and you feel like a tickle on the back of your neck because somebody's messing with your hair, and you look behind you. Oh, it's Dylan Stevenson. You look to the right, and it's Dan Roche with Ferris. You look to the left, and it's Dan Weingart's in line, and you're like, Dan, don't you get VIP access and like a backdoor entrance? He's like, no way, dude. I get herded in with the rest of y'all. And so it's really cool. Like, you're in line with all your buds. There's a lot of YouTube vlogger people. Everybody's got cameras, or just civilians, I call them. Everybody's just hanging out, and it's a really, really, really cool, fun time. So, boom, the doors open. So don't quote me on the exact schedule. I probably should have looked this up. Usually Wednesday, you're getting in 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. I don't know what it is this year. Go to the website, get the exact schedule. But you walk in, you get to hang out Wednesday, like 12 to 6 or something like that. And then they get to shut it down. And then basically the idea is everybody filters over to 4th Street Live. So if you go to 4th Street Live, they have concerts going on. I forget who's coming this year. Long story short, it's always a good time. So 4th Street Live, imagine you're downtown. And what they did is they built this glass, like greenhouse looking thing, this like glass dome that bridges 2 different parts of the street. So very big corridor here. And it's all like enclosed. It's all under roof. It's air conditioned. It's super nice. And so literally the whole like block turns into a block party. It is the coolest thing ever. And the way Louisville designed it is that on both sides, there's restaurants, there's different levels, there's escalators and stairs. And so it's kind of like an open air concert, like with different levels and different restaurants. Some of the balconies, you have to be going into the restaurants, be a patron, buy something. Don't just loiter. Please don't be that guy. Support those businesses. And by the way, if you're there renting a table for 3 hours, tip appropriately, throw down $30-$40. Don't throw down $5 because you had 6 refills and you were watching the band for 3 hours and you had, a half order of, chili con queso, chips, and your ticket's $11. Like, come on, like throw down, be classy, don't be known as like the cheap guy or the cheap group that comes into town. Little plug there. My girl was a server, and we really respect servers, so we want to always throw down for those people. But as you go in there, dude, the band's playing. There's free T-shirts and hats usually getting thrown around. People are, if you want to drink beer and bourbon and liquor. I mean, there's a lot of bar scene down in Louisville, and tons of opportunity for that. Just please be smart. Know your limits, because I've seen other people get belligerent, and it's always a good time when you watch that happen. People, when I say people come to vacay for 3 or 4 days, some people take that to heart. They're like, man, I've been cutting grass and, dealing with the heat. I'm going to come enjoy myself. And they're like 10 beers deep or whatever. And I'm like, that guy's coming to party. And then, the next day, like, dude, where were you at the expo the next day? oh man, I was in my room till 12:30 in the morning throwing up, doing the whole deal, and I missed the whole first half of the show. And I'm like, come on, dude, don't be stupid, And that does happen. So if that's ever been you, I have friends that have been that guy, which is actually really, really funny. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about. So anyway, let's keep going. So once you're at Louisville, the 4th Street Live, that's usually Wednesday night. Great time. That goes on until about 11 o'clock. Here's what I'd say. Don't stay out till midnight, 1, 2. Go home, shut it down, get a shower, go to bed. Like the next day, you're there for business. Honestly, like I'm there to work, I'm there to network, I'm there to look at equipment. For me, kind of like the YouTube thing, I'm here to meet you guys. I want to be available. I'm going to be at a couple spots. We'll get into that. So if you guys want to come and say hey to me, not like I'm a big deal, but I want to get to meet you more than you want to get to meet me, because I want to know, hey, we're helping people, and I want to get them, hear those stories and get to hang out with you guys. But go to work, bring a list and a notepad of things you want to see, companies you want to work with, demos that you want to do. So the indoor portion, again, it's every brand there. I mean, there's nonstop booths, and you have to have a map. So there's a GIE+EXPO app you can download that's offered from the Kentucky Expo Center, and just go to the App Store and type in GIE+EXPO app, something like that, and you get the vendor, the expo exhibitor map. So if you want to go see Equipment Defenders booth, you can type in the name. It'll show you it's at booth 4442 in like the southwest wing. It'll make a little check mark box, and in fact, you can actually put it into a calendar part of that app. And I'm telling you, like Liz and I get organized. This is what we do. 2 years ago, I had 26 appointments that I wanted to meet companies and go to their booths. And so every 25 minutes, I was at a booth. I was saying hey to, all the Aaron's family. Cool. I went to the Xmark family. Cool. I was at the Grasshopper people because I just wanted to see stuff. And so 25 minutes, I was at a booth, 5 minutes to walk. So I had a phone alarm that would go off every 30 minutes, and that was boop, shuffle, move, because you can get bogged down just talking to friends, talking to people, talking to the companies, talking to reps. And before you know it, 30, 40 minutes goes by, and you're like, dude, it's already 2 o'clock. I haven't even seen the show. So my big tip, keep moving. And by the way, wear comfortable shoes. Wear your Cujos, wear some tennis shoes. Work boots is fine if they're broken in. But I'm telling you, you're going to walk 5, 10, 15 miles that day just sashaying from... Because what happens is you go to the Boss booth. It's on the far northeast corner. Then you're like, dude, I wanted to go see the Cujo booth because I got the new boot. That's on the west side. So you got to walk 3 miles down. You get stopped by 19 different people, friends, buddies. You just see something cool, like some cool demo display. Some guys like chainsawing something, and you're like, I want to watch that for 3 minutes. And next thing you know, it's a half hour to get from one side to the other. And then you're like, dude, I want to go see the, the right booth. Okay, well, then you got to transition and walk literally 35 minutes back. The other side, you see 2 more buddies stop you. You see, B&B Lawn Care. You see Stanley Dirt Monkey. You stop at the Jobber booth. You stop at this booth. And you know what I'm saying? So be organized. Use the app. Get organized. Liz and I do. We were like, it's not even like for networking and business. There's so many people I want to see. I want to see Sean Langton at Cujo. I want to see, Emily and Taylor over at Isotune. These are really cool people. I want to go see Ed Wright. I want to go see the team at Xmark. Pick your brand, pick your people. It's more the people than the equipment. You guys know what I'm saying. But there's a lot of relationship there, which is really cool. So that's the indoor part. Normally on the Northwest side, it's the Hardscape North America show. I think they pulled out of the show. But I'll tell you what, I was talking to GIE, and they're like, we missed them, but we are already using all that floor space now anyway. People are already filtering into the show. And again, it's all engines forward. So a lot of the niche products, the new products, check out the back side of the show and the west, north side of the show. That's where you're going to find all the smaller companies, the newer stuff. The big companies are, of course, on the main floor, the main show. You got the Cub Cadet booth. You got the Briggs and Stratton booths, MTD, Toro, Xmark, of course, which is great. Steel, Echo, all those guys. But as we go west, you find some of those niche products, the niche fire pits, the grills, the lighting solutions, the up and coming companies. You might see companies that don't have the biggest brand budget or marketing budget, so they buy the smaller booths, and they only have a 20 by 20 instead of 100 by 100, right? Doesn't make them any less valuable. They're just smaller companies that are on the come up. So go check those guys out too. Encourage those guys. Walk up and down. I saw the leaf burrito guy, Nick Carlson, Mulchmate. He didn't have a huge bankroll back in the day because he was spending it all on R&D. He had a little 15 by 15 booth, but The whole row, like Nick wasn't kidding, like that row and like the whole aisle, there's 50 people deep in the aisle and people couldn't get through. The fence armor people, they're over there. So don't discredit those smaller booths, because that's where the fun, cool, smaller products are that we actually use all day. Of course, the big guys have the big booths with the big budgets, right? So any which way, what I'm trying to say is don't just get lost in the main floor. Go west. There's usually food trucks, or you can get pizza. You can get, pulled pork sandwiches. There's a lot of great food options on the north wing typically. So let's keep going, and let's talk about the outside part. And I'm going to wrap this thing up here really simply. The outside part is great too. Weather permitting, I always put a big asterisk there. Go outside. Make it a point to go outside. Whether you do that Thursday afternoon, usually I do Thursday all day in, and then Friday I go outside because it's kind of like the crowd's dying off a little bit. Usually everybody wants to go outside the first day. Awesome. I'm going to go out Friday from about 9 or 10 in the morning and go outside and try to demo. And literally, as long as I think it's 16 and you have a driver's license, you can literally go and drive almost anything. You want to go jump in an excavator, you can go do that. You want to go jump in a front end loader, great. You want to go jump on a ditch witch and dig a big old hole in the ground, that's cool too. I mean, literally all this stuff is available to you. I think you have to be 16 with a driver's license, but if nobody's looking, and you're 13, that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? But dude, go out there, demo, wait in the lines. If you have to wait 20 minutes, it's worth it because you go back home and you demo, you might not be able to run it as hard or as deep. You might not be able to dig a hole back at your local dealer with a Toro Dingo, right? But over there, I mean, literally GIE+EXPO is spending millions of dollars on the whole outdoor 40 acres. So when you go outside, again, get a map. You'll see balloons out there, which is extremely helpful. You're like, oh, there's the orange balloon, that's Echo. The yellow balloon, that's right. You'll see the big bulldog entrance with Bad Boy, which is really cool. So, but there's a lot going out there, and if you don't know where things are at, again, once you start smelling the 2-stroke, you start smelling the 4-stroke, the 4-mix, and all the gas and the oils and the fuels out there, and all the noise, and there's ATVs zipping by. It is overwhelming, sensory overload. So you get stuck and get lost because then you see your friend on that new X-Mark, 96-inch Wham, and you forget to go over to the other booth that you were looking to, right? So keep moving, stay focused, and keep organized with what you guys are trying to look at. All right, as we keep going, so the outdoor part, I usually go out there on Friday because it's normally dying down. There's a lot less wait times for demos, and it's a really, really good time. I'm just rolling through this how I was looking at it my first few years. And by the way, amazing time to network, hang out, grab sandwiches with people, grab a slice of pizza with somebody, get to know people. You're sitting at a table with 6 people. There's 3 seats left open, but all the other tables are open. Hey, you guys mind if I sit here? Yeah, go for it. Hey, where are you guys from? Oh, I'm from, Southfield, Michigan. Holy crap, dude, I'm from Novi, Michigan. You guys are 20 minutes down the road. What? We had to go travel 6 hours away to go find each other? Have fun, and boom, you start networking, and maybe you have a new subcontractor or a new friend that you can refer business to. And those kind of relationships happen all the time. It's really coincidental, but it's also kind of cool, once you think about how this kind of stuff works out. So a couple of the notes I got written down here is, let's talk about getting around the heat, getting around the fire, getting encouraged. That's probably the last thing I'll say. If you don't want to go, I totally get it. If you're afraid of COVID or all this other stuff, no big deal. I get it. I will assure you that if the thing cancels, I'll be the first to tell you, and so will Paul. Everything that we talk to, it's all engines forward, guys. The companies are in, we're in, the COVID's on the wane. Will people be required to wear masks? I doubt it. But even if so, I'm still going to go. I think they're going to be sanitizing everything. I think they're going to be fogging everything. This is a big deal. You know what I mean? So they're not going to treat this lightly when just blow it off. They're going to make sure that safety is their number one priority, and your guys' safety is number one priority. Now, I'm a little bit more on the other end of the spectrum. I'm all in. I'm a cowboy. I'm ready to rock and roll. So I'm not overly worried about that any which way. But if that's a concern for some of you guys, they hear you. They're treating it serious. So I think you'll be okay. Getting around the heat, getting around the fire. 4th Street Live, amazing time to go to dinner with good people. Try to find somebody, reach out. Hey, can I go to dinner with you? And see what they say. And maybe you can go hang out with those guys and go to Fridays. Go to the Brazilian steakhouse. Go to Eddie Merlot's. Hang out, have fun, invest a couple bucks into your business. Most of it's all going to be a tax and business write-off anyway. going around to the 4th Street Live. You'll be hanging out on 4th Street, and you walk over there, and there's Richie Plemons. You get to hang out with him. There is Sean Spencer walking around. You get to hang out with him. YouTube or business-wise, whatever you guys want. You get to go and meet all these great people, and you're just kind of cutting up. You're just kind of hanging out, and you get to pick the brains of these guys, and it's really, really cool. What else we got? Friday morning, there's usually, there is now like a YouTube panel thing that's going to be going on. That'll be Friday at one of the conference rooms. I don't have the details for that, so stay tuned. There might be a Friday morning, panel, which will be really cool. And there'll be 4 or 5 guys on there doing that, and there'll be 200 people in the room, which is always a good time. I probably will be there, schedule depending, but that's about an hour and a half. And if you want to get recharged up and go to a panel and hear people talk about business and success, that's awesome. Go check that out. There's so many opportunities, again, to get around the heat, to get around people that are excited, and we're all in this together. So it's not like you're just going to go there to kick equipment, kick tires, look at equipment, and you're just there to browse around. I go there to work. I go there to network with companies, build new relationships, not for YouTube, guys, not for YouTube. I want to go there because I want to see what Xmark's bringing out. I want to go there because I want to see what Echo or Steel or Redmax are bringing out. I still run a traditional business. Like, I haven't waned off of that just because we got the YouTube thing, like whatever that means. I'm cutting grass just like you guys, 50 hours a week. In fact, I got 16 minutes and I got to leave. You know what I mean? So I want to go and see what's a new equipment that I can go shopping for or start planning for or start budgeting for my business for 2021, for 2022, maybe even this fall. Go look at the hurricane blowers over there with Billy Goat. You guys know what I'm saying? So go there to work. Go there to imagine. If you're looking to get into landscaping, go look at all the Monroe booth if they're there with all the dump inserts. Go look at all the dump trucks. Go look at Multi-One. Go look at all these different companies and brands and go demo. Go demo. You want to go look at a Kubota tractor? Go outside. I guarantee you they'll have a Kubota tractor out there. You want to go demo the Toro Dingo XL 2000? Dude, it's wide open and you can literally go dig a hole in the ground. And here's the thing, nobody's going to get mad at you, which is awesome. So if you want to get into landscaping in the next year, start demoing all this stuff now and get the wet whistle, get the grease move, get the gears moving, right? Start thinking about if you're going to do all this stuff in the next year or two, go there, test it out, and then now you can look at catalogs, build relationships with those reps, start having those conversations so when March, April hits, you're ready to rock and roll because you did all your research in October, November, December. Does this make sense? So again, go. Here's what I would say. Go. You're going to need to be encouraged. You're going to need a break. Lord knows if there's any year to go, this would be it. All right. So if you're going to go check that out, link in the description. I think we save you 50% off. Or you can use promo code Brian or Brian's with an S or VIP Brian. I think we have like 3 different codes. But either which way, register, go, check it out. And here's the thing. If you're on the fence, here's what I'd say. Register because more than likely things will be cleared up by October and we'll be ready to rock and roll in 3-4 months, right? Again, don't necessarily wait to register because it does jump from $20 retail to register to $40 to like $60. And then when you get there in person, I don't know what it is in person because I've always pre-registered, but I know it's not cheap. I think it can be like $60. And so if you're like last minute, going to take you, the wife, and your 16-year-old, dude, it might be $200 to register, and you could have registered for literally $30. Does that make sense? And so, by the way, kids can go. I think if they're like under 12, they're free. Don't quote me on that. If you don't have a business and you're just a homeowner, or you're thinking about getting in the business, and they say like, "What's your business's name?" Just put a name for your business. You know what I mean? Just say your if your name's Todd, it's Todd's Landscaping. Okay, so it's not necessarily open to the public, but if you want to go, just register your name, make up a business name, put it in that line if they request something, and you're going to go. One other thing, the classes, a lot of people go to the classes. Those are, I think, all a la carte. I don't usually go to a lot of classes because I'm always busy hanging out with you guys and going to all the fun activities. What else can I get? Oh, the Mega Caverns Thursday night, Mega Cavern overflow party, after party for like the YouTube social media hangout stuff. That's usually 6 to 9 on Thursdays. I'll usually go there for an hour or two, and then I usually head back to 4th Street. Friday, there should be a panel. Tuesday on 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, there's usually like a parking lot meetup where we'll take a photo, or if you want to meet some YouTubers. Sometimes I go to that, sometimes I don't. It just depends where I'm running around at the show. That's usually on the back side of the west side of the parking lot. But if you want to meet Chance Daily Hustle and Keith Kalfas, they're usually out there for a half hour and hanging out. And it's just a good time. It's just a fun time. Again, food, equipment, two-stroke oil. I mean, how can you not, have a good time? Liz goes with me. We hang out. We love getting to meet you guys. If you want to meet me specifically, I think 10 or 11 a.m. on Thursday, I'm going to be at the Exmark booth, and then I might be doing like a booth takeover as well for Cub that afternoon, maybe 1 or 2. And then Friday, I might be at like the SureCan booth at 10 or 11 a.m. After probably the Friday panel if I go check that out. So again, everything's up on my calendar. I'm still working with companies, working with you guys, all that kind of stuff. Dinner, I'll be honest with you guys, Wednesday night, I have a standard dinner that I go to with some friends. I might be around Tuesday night. So if you guys want to hang out, please, don't shoot me 500 DMs because I'm only one guy, but, we might be somewhere. And if that's the case, I'll put it out on the gram. And if you want to come hang out, hey, let's go take over a restaurant and hang out. Not that I'm a big deal, but for real, I want to hang out with you guys. So I don't know where I'm going to be Tuesday night. I don't know where I'm going to be. Thursday night I go to Mega Caverns. And then after that, I go back to 4th Street and go eat some chicken wings at the, what is it? What restaurant is right there? It's not the Red Robin. It's Fridays. I think there's a big old Fridays right there. So anyway, short, fun, sweet episode for you guys. I got to get running. We got to go back out there. We got like an inch and a half of rain last night, which is exciting. We're going to finish this strong. And then I'm headed out to Minneapolis, Minnesota for 3 days to go hang out with the Dirt Monkey and Keith Kalfas. Hopefully bring you guys some great content back next week on the YouTubes. And that's it. All right, guys, register in the link down below. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Use promo code Brian or use the registration link. Should automatically give you 50% off if you use that link. And we'll see you guys there in October. So Louisville, Kentucky, GIE+EXPO, GIE-EXPO.com. We'll see you guys there.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.